Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to another episode of To a Woman's Heart, where we uplift, motivate, encourage, and empower women. Look, I just got to share this. While I was setting up my stream, I broke my light, and I am not happy about that. But it's all good. We're going to push on in Jesus' name. All right, so I thank you guys for tuning in. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Invite someone to join in on this conversation because we need it. As women, we need conversations, we need to dialogue. And sometimes in conversation and hearing things from somebody else, you kind of get a revelation for yourself. And I'm not saying I know everything because I don't, but it's good to just share and create a environment where we can conversate. So everybody knows that when I start, if I'm having a topic, that we're going to do definitions. So I tried to put on my phone and I got on my iPad. So we're going to start with beat down, the definition of beat down. So beat down is a noun. It is a physical beating or assault. An example in a sentence form is a savage beatdown. The second definition they have is a decisive defeat. He surely remembers that 20-point beatdown. And so that's beatdown. And the transitive verb to make or perform by or as if by beating, to mark or accompany by beating, to turn a routine ground ball or a bunt into a hit in baseball by fast running to first base. Okay, that really didn't make sense to me, but all right. So the next definition we have is broken. And broken means it's a verb, having been fractured or damaged and no longer in one piece or in working order, which the example is he had a broken arm. The other definition is of a person having given up all hope, despairing, right? So now we have the definition of battered. And battered means injured by repeated blows or punishment. It's an adjective. Having suffered repeated violence from a spouse, partner, or parent. The second part of definition of a thing damaged by age and repeated use, shabby, a pair of battered black boots. All right. So now we're going to look at our last definition, right? And that last definition is bruised. So bruised meaning is of a person or body part having a bruise or bruises, of food having been crushed or pounded. All right, so those are the definitions. And you know, when you look at TV, you're having conversation with people, especially women, and I always tell my friend Linda, sometimes we think the spoken words are the highlight of the conversation, but that's not always the case. Sometimes when we as women talk, and especially when we've been beat down, broken, battered, and bruised, it's the unspoken words that we really need to listen to. And what I mean by unspoken words, I'm talking about if I tell you a story of something, say I was in the house and I was cleaning my kitchen and I fell and I sprained my wrist, right? So you're thinking, because I'm telling you a story, that I actually fell in my kitchen and sprained my wrist, when in actuality, I was pushed in my kitchen and I sprained my wrist. But I don't want to acknowledge that I'm living in that type of environment because, one, we are very judgmental. Two, we're ashamed when we are in a situation and we allow it to happen. And when I say allow it to happen, I say that we ignore the signs. We ignore all the signs of the situation we get ourselves into. And let's be honest, we as women think we can fix everything and everybody. And as I've said many times before, we can't fix anybody unless they want to fix themselves. The only person that we're responsible for and taking care of and making sure that we are whole is the person we look in the mirror every day. We can't make anybody else whole. We can't help anybody else with their issues. We have to, first, you have to acknowledge that you have an issue in order to be helped. And if you don't acknowledge that you have an issue, you can't be helped. So our problems are, at times, we walk around with this heavy weight on our back. And we gather that load as we go through relationships. We gather it. And it's not all about being in the dating relationship. It's not always about being in a married relationship. Sometimes it's with your siblings, sometimes with your parents, sometimes with your co-workers. It's a lot of different relationships. Sometimes, it's just people that you're around, and things that happen to us in life that beat us down, that break us, that batter and bruise us. We have this laundry bag that we keep open. And every time we are beat down, every time we are broken, every time we are battered, every time we are bruised, we take all those things and we stuff it in that bag. And I did a stream not too long ago called Unpack Your Bag. And that's the hardest thing for us to do, is to unpack our bag. We just had this conversation, me, my sister, my niece, the other day. And what we don't do is acknowledge that we do have a bag with things in it. We've all been beat down. We've all been broken. We've all been battered. We've all been bruised. But what have you done to recover from that is the question you have to ask yourself. I can't help you with that. What I can help you with is being a listening ear. And I say all the time, we have to learn how to listen, because sometimes if you let a person just talk it out, and then while they're talking, they come up with scenarios and solutions. They come up with revelations. They come up with understandings, how they got in the situation, how they allow it to be, where did the turn occur. You find all these things out in conversation, but we have become so fast paced that we don't have time for nobody and nothing, except for when we're standing in those shoes. And so you have to understand, when you're standing in those shoes, when you've been beat down, when you've been broken, when you've been battered, when you've been bruised, you want somebody to listen to you. So why can't we listen to somebody else? Life beats us down. Just the general things. Going to a job that you don't like is tough. But you go there because you have bills to pay. You have a household to maintain. You need the financial stability in order for you to live. Being broken, somebody has snatched something from you emotionally. You put all your eggs in the basket of a relationship, and whatever that relationship was, whether it's family members, whether it's co-workers, whether it's dating, whether it's marriage, you put all those eggs in the basket, and you have this vision of what you think the relationship should be. And then when that relationship don't turn out to be the way you want it to be, you're broken from it. They have broken you spiritually. They have broken you mentally. And you don't know how to recover. You don't know how to sit down and say, look, this is the situation. This is the part I play, and it's the part I didn't play. Because as I say all the time, it takes two people to make a relationship. Whatever that relationship is, you're not in that relationship alone. There is somebody in that relationship with you. You have to know that you're evolving in any relationship. And we should evolve. As we get older, we grow, We evolve. We learn some things about ourselves. We learn things that we like, and we learn things that we don't like. We learn things that we will do, and we learn things that we won't do. We learn things that we will accept, and we learn things that we will not accept. That's the part of growth. But even in your brokenness, how can you take the pieces of your dismantled life and put it back together? Where do you start to fix those broken pieces? And then it leads over to being battered and bruised. And a person can beat you down, talk about you so bad till you feel worthless. Talk about you so bad that you feel like you're unlovable. Talk about you so bad that you don't want to be outside. You don't want to be amongst other people because people have beat you down so much. Your lifestyle may be the reason why they beat you down. And all the time you have to understand, when people beat you down, maybe it's not because of you. Maybe it's because of something that you have that they want. And because you're so bubbly and you're so happy and you're so this and you're so that, again, misery loves company. And so we have to learn to stand in our own strength. We have to learn how to be the woman we are intended to be. We can't be anybody else. We have to be our better best selves. We was born uniquely. Everybody in the world may be named Renee, but every name Renee is not spelled the same. You got Renna, you got Renee, you got Rena. That's different individuals. We are uniquely different. We're different shades. We're different hair textures. We're different eye colors. Our facial shape is different. Our body shapes are different. And so when we learn how to embrace our difference, when we learn how to be okay with who we are, with strong belief that we are that strong woman, we can't allow nobody to beat us down, break us, batter us, or bruise us. We have to get what we call tough skin. And is that easy? No, of course it's not easy. We've all been through life where we experience everything I'm talking about. But again, how do you recover? What is the message in the madness that you've been through that put you in this position that you learn from it? And all the time, we cannot let guilt be at the top of the list. We can't, because guilt will keep you beat down, broken, battered, and bruised. It'll keep you there. You know what else will keep you there? Fear will keep you beat down, broken, battered, and bruised, because we're scared to step out. We're scared to speak up. We're scared to say, I'm not that individual. I once was that individual, but I'm not that individual anymore. Yes, in life, I was beat down. In life, I was broken. In life, I was battered. In life, I was bruised. But can we keep using that as an excuse when you know a thing is an issue, when you know that thing is causing you to have issues in your life, or your temperament has changed? You used to be this nice, mild mannered person, but because you've been through these 4 different things, you've been bruised, you've been battered. Now you're angry, you're easily agitated, you're easily frustrated. Take your life back. Take your power back. These things allows us to give our power away. When people beat us down, we're giving our power away. When we allow them to break us, we're giving our power away. When we allow them to batter and bruise us, we're giving our power away. Same thing when we talk, and we was dealing with women at the 15th district in domestic violence. Whether we realize it or not, a lot of women, and you all can chime in and let me know, if he gets in your head, if anybody gets in your head, the mind, they say it's a terrible thing to waste, but that is the most important mechanism that allows that individual to pull the puppet strings. And whether we want to realize it or not, when they get inside our heads And they make us believe the things that they're telling us because we are not assured of who we are. So it's easy for us to take on what they say, or somewhere in our past, we have daddy issues, we have mama issues, we have the man broke my heart issues, we have they beat me down at work issues, we have I've been battered and bad relationships, and I thought he was the one, and he seemed like he was the one, he acted like he was the one, and then when we end up actually getting together, he changed, they changed, it changed. And it all starts in the mind. It all starts in the mind. Your mind controls your body. Your brain, the nerves, and everything send signals and messages to tell all the other parts of your body when you're hurt, when you're hot, and all those different things. So you have to think, if it's that powerful to function different things in your body, you got to know it's powerful for anything else. And if somebody is skill set at manipulating you and deceiving you with the mind games, then that's the way they draw you in. You know how you put the bait on the end of a fishing pole and you throw that line in the water and you wait for somebody to bite? There are people out here that can sense your weakness, that can sense your lack of strength, that can sense your lack of power, that can sense your lack of assurance of who you are and whose you are, that can sense that somebody has snatched your confidence, that can sense that you don't have any self-esteem. And so they put the worm on the hook, they throw the line in the water, and they bait you. And because we haven't healed from being beat down, broken, battered, and bruised, we are easy targets, some of us. And because you stand firm in what you will accept and will not accept, does not make you less of a woman. All this shows that I'm not tolerating this because I don't have to. You don't have to. Because friendships are a two-way street. Relationships are a two-way street. Period. There's no if, ands. If you're doing all the giving and nothing is being given back to you in return, there is something wrong with that situation. And sometimes we as women have to take ownership because we become a little desperate when it comes down to certain things. We get to a certain age, and because somebody has broken us down in the past and said that you'll never be good enough for anybody, or nobody will never want you, or you're not worthy, or you're not good enough, and you're not pretty enough. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And because you believe what that individual has planted, like you plant flowers in a garden, they planted the seed, they watched the negativity grow up in you, and they kept watering it. And you allowed them to pour the water on your garden of negativity. They watered and planted in your garden so much negativity about yourself that you actually started to believe what was being said and done to you. You actually started to believe that you were not worthy. You actually started to believe, well, you were not that important individual, and you are that important individual. Another example is, you know how men, when they find women that they can use and get everything out of them, they can live with them, they can drive their cars, they get up, the woman gets up and go to work, the man take your car, drop you off at work, he don't have no job, and he don't want nothing in life. And I'm not talking about the men that's trying and doing their best. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these men out here that look for women to take care of them because they don't want to work for themselves. And there are women out here, let's be honest, let's be real, let's be transparent. There are women out here who would gladly take on because somebody has beat them down, broken, battered, or bruised them, and they feel this is all they can get. This is it. So I'm going to accept this whether I want to or not. I'm going to accept this whether it's good for me or not. I'm going to accept this, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Some of these men are messed up from mothers. Some of these men are messed up from other women. And again, as I've said in another stream, the Bible says, the man who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And I want every woman that's watching tonight, I want every woman that's going to watch on replay, I want every woman who's going to share this stream to know and believe that you are that good thing. And once you understand that you are really, truly, wholeheartedly, with every ounce of your being is that good thing, we can begin the process of healing ourselves. We can begin the process of releasing being beat down, being broken, being battered, and being bruised. We've all went through some things in life. We've all been in situations where somebody said something to us that kind of stung a little bit, or kicked us in the side, or punched us in the back, or made us kind of, have a little jerk in that moment. We've all been through that. But we can't dwell on that. Again, in order for us to heal and to become whole individuals, to find out who we are as individuals, we have to acknowledge. And the first thing is acknowledgement. Acknowledge that I have been beat down. Acknowledge I have been broken. Acknowledge I have been battered. And acknowledge that I have been bruised. Stop putting a bandage on the wound. Stop putting the bandage on the wound. Pull the bandage off and let the air hit it so that wound can close and heal, and you can go on with life. Now, we all know when you put a bandage on a wound, it does not heal right away, right? The bandage holds all the moisture. It turns your skin white, and if you leave it on a long time, you start to smell it. It has a little stench to it. Being beat down, broken, battered, and bruised has a stench to it. It turns you into something that you don't want to be. It keeps everything in, just like that bandage do. It won't allow you to heal. It won't allow you to breathe. And it definitely won't allow you to live life to your fullest potential. It won't, because you spend your time second guessing yourself because of what somebody put in your ear, what somebody said to you, what somebody done to you. You spend your life second guessing yourself. So in order for us to heal, in order for that wound to close, in order for your coloration of your skin to come back, in order for you to get rid of that stitch, in order for you to stop collecting all the nastiness that's up on that bandage, you have to pull it off. And you have to let yourself heal. And when you notice, when you pull that bandage off, you notice your skin turn back to the color. And sometimes you look back at that wound, it won't even look like it was a wound there. And that's how we heal ourselves. We have to take the band-aid off so we can heal some things in our life. We have to free ourselves of a lot of things that's been done to us throughout the years, in relationships, in friendship, at work, whatever it may be, in passing. And sometimes even strangers can say something to you that has an effect. But if they're not in your top 5 of important people, then you should disregard anything else. Disregard. Because as my mama said, they don't pay your rent, your mortgage, your light bill, your gas bill, your telephone bill, your cell phone bill, your grocery bill. They don't buy you no clothes. They don't pay your car insurance. They don't pay your medical insurance. They don't pay your life insurance. They don't do none of that. And so why do we give everybody free access to our bank account to withdraw when they feel like withdrawing from us? Why? And I've said this before. If you're going to allow people to continue to snatch things from you throughout life, then you might as well stand outside on the sidewalk with your account number for your bank and your routing number and just let them have at it and go in and take out as much as they like until they drain you dry. Because when we live life being beat down, broken, battered, and bruised, we have allowed the individual to drain us from life. We've allowed them to drain our life dry, like the desert, dry. We allow it. Now, again, we're not perfect individuals, and everything we go through, we should learn something from what we experience. And sometimes we play a part. We play a big part. And sometimes we go in unknowing. But when you find out, and when you find out you the piece on the chessboard, it's all about the next move you decide to make. See, the next move is up to you. Now you can allow them to make one move, but your next move is the most important move. So then you have to ask yourself the question: if I'm in a relationship, whatever the relationship may be, and every day I'm being beat down, broken, battered, and bruised, is that a healthy relationship? And what we also have to realize, especially for those women who have children, your children are watching you. And in your unspoken words, you're teaching them that it's okay and this kind of behavior is accepted. That's what you're teaching them. And so when they leave your house and they get older, they find the same thing they saw you deal with and they think it's okay. And we don't realize how much damage we are causing when we stay in certain situations and our children are watching. First of all, we go into relationships before we even ready to go into them. We have no expectations. We have no knowledge of who we are. So hence why we accept a lot of things. Secondly, whatever happened in our family growing up, did we address it? Did we heal it? And did we grow from it? No, because again, we like to pack. We're pack rats. We might as well be honest with ourselves. As I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. We are pack rats. We pack away a lot of things because we don't want to address it, and a lot of things we don't want to face about ourselves as women. We just don't wake up in the morning and say, okay, today I want to be an angry woman. That's not how that works. We don't wake up and say, life is worthless. I don't want to live anymore. Something happened somewhere down the line, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, to you that caused you to think that way. Trauma is very heavy and hard. And if you don't address the trauma, if you don't address the violation, it can cause you problems. It can cause you real serious problems. And what we don't want to do is face things in our past. I saw Gabrielle Union not too long ago. I know she wrote a book, and she said she's freed herself. And now she can truly live life. So how many of us are still in bondage? We have tied and tangled ourselves up because we don't want to let go of some things. A person that we dated 10 years ago has moved on and got married and been married 12 years, and y'all been separated 10 years, and you still hold on to what he did from 10 years ago. Let it go. Let it go. How many parents have not raised their kids to the best of their ability without understanding that parents don't come with handbooks and take ownership to your part and acknowledge that you did the best that you could and let it go? How many people have we blamed for our faults and our failures in our life when we was the participant who allowed the things to happen in our life that allowed us to have faults and failures? So at what point in your life do you say, I take ownership to my part? You can't always point the finger at somebody else, because you know what they say, when you point one finger at somebody else, four are pointing back at you. So that means before I look at you, I need to look at me, because I'm the driver of my ship and the other person is the driver of their ship. We see a lot of signs and we ignore them. We turn a blinded eye and a deaf ear because we want it so badly, and it's not a workable situation. A lot of people have stayed in relationship and marriages for all the wrong reasons, and they knew it was wrong going into it. They knew it. They knew it. And I've told you all before, I was in a situation of being close to getting married, but let me tell you, I'm never going to be married to anybody I hate to come home to. That's not going to happen. I love me more. And peace of mind, you cannot pay for it. Peace of mind, you cannot put on layaway. You can't do none of that. But we have to know who we are as women in order to get the best out of any relationship. What are you bringing to relationship? We don't need nobody to GPS us all the time. We can GPS our own directions. I don't need nobody coming here and telling me, okay, tomorrow I want you to put your hair this way. I want you to do your face this way. Don't wear them glasses because I don't like them glasses. And I don't want you to see you in the color blue. I think you look better in black. No, that's dictatorship. Now you're taking away my voice and my choices. And we as women have allowed people to take away our voices and our choices. We've allowed that to happen. And we have to take ownership to that. Relationships are a two-way street, not a one-way. You can't have a successful relationship if you going north and I'm going south. Both of us need to be going north and both of us need to be going south. We need to sit down and have conversation of our expectations in this relationship. We need to not give up so much of ourselves before we find out what this person is about, what they're looking for. Because if you get in a relationship and you have somebody living with you or however it may be, whatever relationship may be, you're giving all your all and it don't work out. Now you feel like you're a fool. But you gave in too quickly. You gave too much too quickly without getting answers before you even got to that point. We don't ask the proper questions. We just don't. So you want to be in a relationship where somebody else is dictating your every move, what you should and should not do. First of all, they're not your daddy. They're not your mother. They're supposed to be your family member, your co-worker, or your partner. And relationships is not dictatorship. We're coming together in agreement for us to move forward, to reach a common goal. But you're not coming in here and telling me what I can and cannot do because you're not my parent. My parent was the one who told me what I can and cannot do. When it comes down to any relationship, you can't instruct me of what I can and cannot do. That's not your position. You can ask me what I think about your suggestion, and then I can tell you or not if I would do it or not. But we give up too much of ourselves, and we don't ask the proper questions. We just don't. And so when it goes sour, we end up beat down, broken, battered, bruised, and angry and upset. When we know that person was this way while we was dating him. So why would you think you would get anything else special from here? And a lot of situations that we deal with, we have to take ownership for our part. If they was no good going in the door, they ain't going to be no good after the fact. We already knew that. So why complain about something that you saw way ahead of time, but you decide to stay on that path? So you have to say to yourself, what is it within me that makes me want to allow this to happen to me? That makes me want to say this is okay for me to deal with, but make me want to say this is okay for me to accept, and it's not okay for you to accept. So what is it within you? What have you not resolved? What have you not faced? What have you not understood about yourself? Because this is a self journey. This self journey. And some things we have to dig deep down in the chest of our past and see what puts us in the position that we allow ourselves to be in these type of situations. We have to ask that question. Simple as that. And this is all about learning about who we are as women. So I hope and I pray that this conversation has caused you to think a little bit, look at yourself, because that's what this is about. It's not about me. It's really not. And I get these topics sometimes. I don't know what I'm talking about. Seriously. But when I'm in the bathroom, the Lord be like, okay, this is the topic for today. I don't know the reasons why. Excuse me. And I'm not questioning the reasons why. If it helps one woman, I'm okay with that. And I'm not claiming to be a therapist. I'm not claiming to be a life coach. None of that. But I have experienced life. I have been around people that I've seen they could have done better, made better decisions for themselves. But a lot of us don't want to face a lot of things. We don't want to acknowledge a lot. And we definitely don't want to take ownership to a lot of things. And so blaming others for our part becomes the easy out. And we can't afford any more easy outs. In order for us to become our better, best selves, we are going to have to acknowledge some things about ourselves. Find you a good friend that y'all can just talk. Find you a good therapist that you can go to. Somebody that's neutral, that don't know you coming and going, that will give, because I find in life that we will accept information coming from somebody else instead of from the people that's close to us. Sad, but it's true. We will. We'll accept information coming from somebody else than we will from somebody that's close to us. And sometimes we say to ourselves, they don't know nothing. They ain't experienced nothing. They ain't got no husband. They ain't deal with this. But it's not about that. It's not about that. If the information is right, and I know people give wrong information, but you have the spirit of discernment, use it. Use it. That's all I'm saying. Use it. So let's work on some things for us as women. And I'm telling you, if we learn how to let go, y'all see I'm having a hot flash. If we learn how to let go and heal ourselves from some things, we can live a much happier and freer life. That's all I'm saying. So think about it. All right. Don't forget, we did a stream not too long ago. There's a water campaign going on. If you want to donate to Statesville, you can drop it up at 141 South Troy. Or you can call 858-4453, area code 773 for more information, and help those who are in prisons who need drinking water. Bottom line. I also had said, I know October is about to be over with, and I don't know why nobody wanted to honor somebody they know that was dealing with breast cancer, recovering or still standing in it, to send them something that'd be a little encouraging. I asked for one paragrapher to pick out someone who we could send something to and honor Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but that didn't happen. So, but you still can do that if you choose to. All right. This is not a forced environment. It's not. This is a sisterhood. And I hope you all feel that it's a sisterhood. I'm not here to judge anybody. We're just having conversation. And I will hope that we will learn how to share and to draw people in. I say all the time, go on all the social media outlets, share something positive, share your businesses. And again, ladies, if you do have a business and you want to be highlighted, send me an email at number2awomansheart@gmail.com. I would be more than happy to highlight you. We have to understand there are a lot of scams out here. There's a lot of people pretending to provide you information and help you with this and help you with that. And here I am trying to do something out the goodness of my heart, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. Go to the website, check out the t-shirts, toawomansheart.com, and take somebody over to the social media outlet. Last week, a week before last, 4 hours, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp was down for 4 hours. A lot of businesses had their eggs in those arenas, and they were struggling because they was losing money. And I've created a social media outlet for women, number2awomansheart.org, that you can go over there and share, brand, share, network, brand your business, and all that stuff. So I'm asking you all to help me get the word out. We want to get the numbers up for the YouTube channel. We want to get the numbers up for Facebook and Instagram. To a Woman's Heart is on TikTok. We're everywhere. And I'm just doing what God instructed me to do. That's it, and that's all. That's all I can do. I made the one step, and I'm confident that He will make the two. All right? So make sure you follow us on all our social media outlets. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube. And again, don't forget to go to the social media outlet, toawomensheart.org, and sign up. Take somebody with you. Take somebody to YouTube and subscribe. Can y'all do that for me? I'm asking every woman on here to take one woman to YouTube and toawomensheart.org. I'm asking woman on here to go to the website and buy one t-shirt. That's all I'm asking. Just one t-shirt. Okay? Can you do that? Can you share the group? Can you share the social media outlets with others? And let's grow this together. Okay? It's not about me. It's about us as a sisterhood. Make sure you leave something positive that is motivational to the other ladies that's on the Facebook page and the Facebook group page. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, and Tumblr. All right? All right. So y'all take care until we talk again.